So the big event in the hip-hop world this week was this all-star panel that took place in London on Tuesday called Hip Hop on Trial, where a whole bunch of artists and academics and intellectuals took on the question of, does hip-hop enhance society or does it degrade it? And I just finished watching the event. I watched the whole tape from front to back, and there was a lot going on. It was a 2-hour panel with about 30 different people, so I need some time to let it marinate. But my first impression after watching this debate about does hip-hop enhance society or degrade it is I came away asking a slightly different question. And the question that watching this debate made me ask myself is, does having debates about hip-hop enhance society or degrade it? Because as I sat here and watched all of these brilliant people getting trapped inside the same old simplistic, outdated, pointless arguments, I felt like this debate was having a bad influence on me. It was making me want to act out. By the time this 2-hour panel was over, I felt an overwhelming urge to either do some drugs or commit an act of violence against my computer monitor. And that's what always seems to happen, whether it's on Oprah or BET or CNN. Whenever there's a high-profile debate like this, even in the ones where they have a really smart group of people that's capable of a productive, nuanced conversation, somehow the debate always gets framed and structured in a way that brings nothing but pain and frustration and suffering. And I'm not saying there were no valuable moments in this week's panel, because there were, and I'm not knocking the organizers. I know they've done plenty of good events in the past, but I just wish that the mainstream media as a whole would stop taking the best hip-hop minds of 2012 and trapping them in a 1991 conversation. I wish we could stop asking questions like, why is mainstream hip-hop dead, and start dealing with the question of, why is mainstream media discourse about hip-hop dead? Why are we still stuck on the same old simplistic, reductive questions from 25 years ago, and how can we put those questions to bed once and for all and bring the mainstream hip-hop conversation back to life? Because there's gotta be a better way, and especially those of us who love hip-hop, those of us who love hip-hop enough to wish that it could do better sometimes, I feel like if we put our heads together, we've got to be able to establish some ground rules that let us have a better hip-hop conversation. So I'm going to think about this over the weekend, and I want you to give me your ideas. Let me know who you think should be in these conversations. What questions do you think we should be asking? And what questions should we be throwing out and putting to bed once and for all, so that the next time I watch one of these hip-hop debates, I won't go to jail for killing my computer?